Check. Check, check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Are you gonna get there? Check, check.
You're a friend of mine. Well, I know someone that I didn't know before. I know someone that I didn't know before. We had a secret. It's no secret anymore. Hello, stranger. Put your loving hand in mine. Hello, stranger. Put your loving hand in mine. You are no stranger. You're a friend of mine. Who knows where this life of ours may go? Who knows where this life of ours may go? If friends will help us love and learn and grow. Hello, stranger. Put your loving hand in mine. Hello, stranger. Put your loving hand in mine. You are no stranger. You're a friend of mine. Hello, stranger. Put your loving hand in mine. Hello, stranger. Put your loving hand in mine. You are no stranger. You're a friend of
Black clouds are behind me. I now can see ahead. Often I wonder why I try, hoping for an end. Sorrow weighs my shoulders down, and trouble haunts my mind. But I know the present will not last, and tomorrow will be kinder. Tomorrow will be kinder. It's true, I've seen it before. A brighter day is coming my way, 'cause tomorrow will be kinder. Today I've cried a many tear, and pain is in my heart. Around me lies a somber scene. I don't know where to start, but I feel warmth on that tomorrow will be kinder. Tomorrow will be kinder. It's true, I've seen it before. A brighter day is coming my way. Yes, tomorrow will be kinder. A brighter day is coming my way, 'cause tomorrow will be kinder.
Oh, below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean. Still my dry land heart can say, I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor nor port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel. The earth is my blue boat. Well, the clouds fall scattered and the people are gone. Cities and country towns are just the same.
But a few of us stay on the road here to roam, looking for life in the wind once again. Before you could find a friend behind every door. We never played solitaire before. I'll never play solitaire anymore. I'll find a friend behind every door.
I was born in the path of a winter wind, raised where the mountains are old. Springtime waters came dancing down. I remember the tales they told, all the whistling ways of my younger days, too quickly have faded on by. But all their memories linger on, like the light in a fading sky. River, take me along in your sunshine. Sing me a song, ever moving and winding and free. You rolling old river, you changing old river. It's you and me, river, run down to the sea. Then to the city and back again. Been moved by some things that I learned. Met a lot of good people and I called them friends. Felt the change when the seasons turned. I heard all the songs that the children sang. Listened to love's melody. I felt my own music within me rise, like the wind in the autumn trees. River, take me along in your sunshine. Sing me a song, ever moving and winding and free. You rolling old river, you changing old river. It's you and me, river, right down to the sea.
Once upon it, yellow bonnets garland all the lawn. You were waking, day was breaking, a panoply of song. And summer comes to Springville Hill. A barony of ivy in the trees, expanding out its empire by degrees, and all the branches burst to bloom in the boom. Heaven sent this cardinal maroon to decorate our living room. Once upon it, yellow bonnets garland all along. You were waking, day was breaking, a panoply of song. And summer comes to Springville Hill. And years from now, when this old life isn't gambling anymore, will I bring myself to right? Give my best to Springville Hill. Once upon it, yellow bonnets garland all along. You were waking, day was breaking, a panoply of song. And summer comes to Springville Hill. Summer comes to Springville Hill.
Make this place so full of grace, and in your heart you'll know. Make this place so full of grace, and in your heart you'll know. Make this world a family, in your heart you will know. Make your heart a rose garden, and it will surely show. Make your heart a rose garden, and it will surely show. Make your days all day long prayers, and in your heart you'll know. Make your days all day long prayers, and in your heart you'll know. Make your life a lifelong love, in your heart you will know. Make your heart a rose garden, and it will surely show. Make your heart a rose garden, and it will surely show. Sing your song the whole day long, and in your heart you will know. Sing your song the whole day long, and in your heart you will know.
only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it, but I know they're wrong. Wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on the morning star? Somebody thought of that, and someone believed it. Look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? And what do we think we might
Please be seated. Warm greetings and joyous welcome to our guests and friends and family and treasured members of the church, to the service of installation of the Reverend Dr. Oscar Sinclair to serve among us as senior minister of Unity Church-Unitarian. Rank by rank, among the names we reckon of comrades gone before, of lives that speak and deeds that beckon, is the story of one of the most beloved and venerated saints of the early church. During the turmoil and strife of the 3rd century Rome and the persecution of the church, Emperor Valerian ordered the treasury to confiscate the wealth and treasures of the church. Anticipating this, Pope Sixtus II installed a young minister, Brother Lawrence, to serve as the Archdeacon of Rome, entrusting to him the treasury of the church and the care and ministry with the poor. When the prefect of Rome came demanding that Lawrence hand over the treasures of the church, Lawrence asked for 3 days' time. And he worked swiftly, for on the 3rd day, when demanded to hand over the treasures of the church, Lawrence gestured to the door behind him, whereupon entered the poor, the outcasts, the suffering, the widows and orphans, the people of the church. Here are the treasures of the church, Lawrence proclaimed. Rank by rank, the saints of the church remain focal points through whom and with whom the church construes reality otherwise, beyond the world as it appears to be, to what it yet yearns to become. It is this radical construal of reality, this radical meaning of ministry that was alive in Oscar from the outset of shaping today's service of installation, that beyond the focus on the senior minister himself would be the focus on the treasures of the church, who are the people of the church, and the ministry that is the shared ministry which animates lives of integrity, service, and joy. This is the treasure we gather to affirm and to make complete the overwhelming vote of yes 1 year ago as a congregational body, and to install Oscar to serve in covenantal relationship with us as senior minister of Unity Church-Unitarian. So again, a warm and joyous welcome to you all, we who are the treasures of the church, to this service to affirm and renew our covenantal bonds and to more deeply dedicate ourselves to this sacred ministry we share together. So with the help from Charlotte, our chalice lighter, let us now kindle the flame of our faith. So come, let us join together in worship.
In 1876, Unity Church-Unitarian called William Channing Gannett to serve as the minister in St. Paul. At his ordination that fall, the congregation joined in reading the bond of fellowship he had written for the occasion. And we still read this bond of fellowship at the start of every congregational meeting and every time we do an ingathering of new members in the Sunday service. And I invite you now to rise and read the bond of fellowship with me. As those who believe in religion, as those who believe in freedom, fellowship, and character in religion, as those who believe that the religious life means the thankful, trustful, loyal, and helpful life, and as those who believe that the church is a community of helpers, wherein it is made easier to lead such a life, we join ourselves together, name, hand, and heart, as members of Unity Church. Would you please remain standing in body or spirit for our opening hymn, Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing, in your order of service.
As we gather to mark this sacred occasion, we remember that we are not the only ones present here today. We are accompanied by all the ancestors and loved ones who made this day possible. Ancestors of family, teaching ancestors, ancestors of lineage and of tradition, and ancestors of the land. It is good that we call on them to be here with us, to invite them and welcome them in among us. We call in and welcome the presence of Oscar's family, who have loved and held him on the journey to and into this ministry. His daughter Ailish, his wife Stacy, his parents Julie Powell and Tom Sinclair, his grandfather Milt Powell, who are here with us today, and Oscar's grandparents Jack, Maxine, and Sue, no longer here but still present all the same. All part of this long line of family ancestors who have woven the tapestry of who Oscar is. Those who have died and never left. We call in and welcome the presence of Oscar's teaching ancestors, colleagues whose passage from this life has not diminished the gifts of their influence and mentorship. Tom Maresco, Jean Pupke, Hope Johnson, and so many more. We call in and welcome the presence of this congregation's ancestors, those who many of you here can name in your hearts, members of this place who imagined and realized the possibility of this community, those who have served as its leaders, both ordained and lay. We call them in. We remember Reverends Jan and Rob Eller-Isaacs, Arthur Foote, all those who served this place well and faithfully over the last 153 years. All the saints who from their labors rest. And we call in and welcome the presence of the ancestors of our living tradition. From the Puritans who literally invented the traditions of congregational life that we celebrate and engage with here today, all the way along through the Unitarians and Universalists who were never satisfied with only a single spiritual path or only one truth. And we call in and welcome the presence of the ancestors of this land upon which we are gathered. We honor the creatures and the people native to this land who were here long before the colonizing settlers and who remain present today, steadfast and wise in the ways and meaning of ancestry and of being kin. When we call in and welcome the ancestors, they arrive with their breaths mingling with ours. They arrive with all of their gifts and all of their flaws weaving with ours. For they are us. and we are them, woven eternally. May these ancestors bless us today, in our purpose today, in this gathering of ceremony and of hope, and may this day inspire us to carry the best of the legacy entrusted to us. Amen.
On this momentous occasion, I bring greetings and best wishes from the First Unitarian Society of Minneapolis for a long and joy-filled shared ministry. And I share this poem by Reverend Rudy Nemser as both a blessing and a call, with a prayer that this congregation and our faith be filled with long-haul people. Long-haul people. You find them in churches when you're lucky, other places too, though I mostly only know the ecclesiastical varieties. Long-haul people, upon whose shoulders and pocketbooks and casseroles and daylight and nighttime hours, long-haul people upon whose shoulders a church is built and maintained after the brass is tarnished and cushions need restitching. They pay their pledges full and on time, even when the music's modern. Support each canvas, though the sermons aren't always short. Mow lawns and come to suppers. Teach Sunday school when there's no one else and they'll miss the service. Asked what they think of the minister or plans for the kitchen renovation or the choral anthem or the Christmas pageant or color of the bathroom paint, they'll reply, individuals and fashions arrive and pass. The church, their church, will be here, steady and hale, for a long time it will. For long-haul people, bless a church with a very special blessing. So be it.
I am this short. I think it goes down, but I don't know how, so you're just going to have to imagine how beautiful this stole looks, those of you in the front. Julian, thank you for that, because I'm actually here to tell you all how you can be long-haul people in a very practical and purposeful way. Because it's a blessing for us to be together and celebrate this installation, and to be reminded of the ways that we come together to support and sustain our shared ministries and our ministers, who are so dearly needed always, but especially in times of challenge. Now, to be a minister is to be and feel very blessed. Blessed by the Spirit, blessed by hope, blessed by our shared ministry, blessed by good colleagues. But being a minister is also hard work, and it comes at a cost. We sometimes feel burdened and overwhelmed. We navigate making meaning and finding purpose in this life through our ministry, while often navigating through our own personal hardships. So what I want you all to know about is the Living Tradition Fund, which is there just to help us in those cases. It helps with reducing seminary debt for people like me, and probably some of these folks in the pews right in front of me. It helps when we are in times of great need due to a family disaster or a health crisis or a financial crisis, when a partner dies, when a partner loses their job. This is there to help us. I also want to point out to you a very practical thing, because some of you might be saying, Laura, I know I can't see you, but I hear you talking about this offering. And I didn't bring my wallet with me today, and I don't have any cash. Well, guess what? If you just turn the page, do you see that QR code? And you can just grab your silenced phone out of your pocket, snap a picture of that, and you can donate directly to the fund right now or any time that is convenient for you. Living Tradition Fund, through the UUA, supports ministers in financial need, either in moments of acute need, such as financial or health crisis, or in structural need, as I mentioned, seminary debt being something that they help with. It's funded just through collections like this, well, not just through, but also at ordinations and at the service of the Living Tradition, which takes place at General Assembly every year. Your gifts help the fund to stay alive and to ensure that UU ministers across the country can make it through some of life's most difficult challenges so that they continue to be a blessing to us all. When we live lives of integrity, service, and joy, we know that generosity is sure to follow. Will the ushers please come forward to take the offering?
All my favorite people are broken. Believe me, my heart should know. Some prayers are better left unspoken. I just want to hold you and let the rest go. All my friends are part saint and part sinner. We lean on each other, try to rise above. We are not afraid to admit we are all still beginners. We are all late bloomers when it comes to love. Yes, all my favorite people should know. Orphan believers, skeptical dreamers, step forward. You can stay right here, you don't have to go. Is each wound you've received just a burdensome gift? It gets so hard to lift yourself up off the ground. But the poet says we must praise a mutilated world. We're all working the graveyard shift. You might as well sing along. 'Cause all my favorite people are broken. Oh, believe me, my heart should know. As for your tender heart, this world's gonna rip it wide open. It ain't gonna be pretty, but you're not alone. Oh, my favorite people are broken. Believe me, my heart should know. We're orphan believers, skeptical dreamers. You're welcome. Yeah, you're safe right here. You don't have to go. 'Cause all my favorite people are broken. Believe me, I should know. Some prayers are better left unspoken. I just wanna hold you and let the rest go.
I bring greetings from White Bear Unitarian Universalist congregation in Matamidi. We are connected to you as Unitarian Universalists, but also because you helped us to form a tiny little fellowship almost 70 years ago. We celebrate with you all and support this shared ministry that you are beginning. It is good to return to this beloved pulpit. Some of you remember that I was the Holman ministerial intern in 2016. I began my ministerial career here and have so many fond memories of this congregation. And personally and collectively, over the last 10 years, since I have been here, we have gone through grief, trauma, and loss. We gather here with our broken hearts, coming together to remember that joy, beauty, and transcendence of the ordinary is still possible, and it happens in community. Simple joy is found in the brokenness and in the imperfection when our hearts are open and curious. So, a story for you. When I was on my internship here 9 years ago, I went to an estate sale. I love going to estate sales. Any estate sailors out there? And this one was really good. How I can tell that an estate sale is going to be good is because the house is filled with stuff, and there's often a basement where people just put things that have sat for 30 years or more. So as I was descending to the basement in this house, one of the staff at the sale said, "Go ahead and fill a bag for $5, anything you want down there." I descended with great glee and curiosity, wondering what kind of treasures I would set my eyes upon. And as I stepped from the bottom stair onto the floor, I looked up and I saw them. Their big eyes staring at me from the table. Their little paws wrapped around ski poles. It was a skiing mouse. And some of you might remember I preached about this mouse during my internship. Somebody had spent a lot of time on this mouse. They had glued the eyelashes with care, sewn patterns on the ears with love, and its eyes followed me around the room. I looked at this mouse and I thought to myself, that is one unique mouse. Imperfect, worn with time, 100% outdated. But like the Grinch, in that moment, my heart grew 3 sizes bigger, and I thought, Jessica, if you don't take this mouse home, no one will. You can see the artistry at play here, the craft that went into this. It may only have one ski pole, but the one it has matters. So this mouse brings me joy and reminds me that though we are all imperfect, we are all entitled to and we deserve belonging. Our churches are like this. We come with our imperfect selves, with our traumas and our broken hearts, and sometimes the church itself breaks our heart. And for those who stay, we're reminded that healing, belonging, and joy are still possible, but they require commitment. Churches remind us that all are welcome just as they are, and that we need each other to survive. We just heard this beautiful song, All My Favorite People Are Broken. Reverend Dr. Oscar, which I'm now going to just call you Oscar from here on out in the sermon, requested this song because it's a personal favorite. He says it paints a picture of what a congregation could be. All my favorite people are broken. Is each wound you've received just a burdensome gift? It gets so hard to lift yourself up off the ground, but the poet says we must praise a mutilated world. We must praise a mutilated world. This world is cracked open, hurting, and still we come together. We keep singing, marching, gathering, because we know we are better together than alone. During my internship here, I saw over and over again the ways that you show up for each other. After the election that year, many may remember 2016 was a big election. This was the place that many people came to seeking solace, walking in the door with tears streaming down their faces. Together, we organized a bus trip to DC for the Women's March. Anyone on that trip? Shout out. Inviting other congregations in the Twin Cities to have them on the bus as well. I was the cruise director. Someone made a songbook to bring along, and we drove overnight so that we could be there for that historic moment. I watched you say yes again and again to each other that year. There were losses that broke this congregation open, and this community came together around them. You are a people who show up, and generosity of spirit is woven into the fabric of who you are. Because all my favorite people are broken. Believe me, my heart should know. And as for your tender heart, this world's going to rip it wide open. It ain't going to be pretty, but you're not alone. The fascism and white supremacy culture that's occurring right now, that has been occurring for a long time, this is ripping our hearts open. And even if you live with a lot of privilege, everyone is affected by what's occurring. It is a barrage on our senses, on our souls. It is ripping, tearing our hearts open, and we come through the doors of our sanctuaries looking for community who show us the divine, who show us the transformative power of love, who show us that joy is still possible. Sometimes it's in the form of the Sacred Donut Ministry. Sometimes it is in coming to this community, and if you are hungry, knowing you will be fed. The Reverend Rudy Nemser wrote of long-haul people in our reading earlier. He wrote of the people who commit themselves over and over again to churches whose holy yeses matter. This congregation is filled with long-haul people who show up. I have recognized many of you today. Now, they will have feelings about the Christmas pageant. That is true. But other than that, they're here because this place, this community has called to them, changed them, become home, and there is nowhere else they'd rather be. And so now I'm speaking to all of you long-haul people who stayed. Your hearts have been through it. And you still being here matters. Your stories, your experiences, they matter. Know this. Oscar needs to hear your stories, to build relationships with you, and you will slowly start to have trust with him. But know that he needs you. This church needs you. There is still healing to be done, and that will come in time. But the work of building relationship, this happens incredibly slowly, inch by inch, and often through the transformative power of conflict. And as Jan of beloved memory would say, what's true is, through every heartbreak, every ministerial transition, people come and go. The first 5 years of a ministry is the whole congregation settling around the new ministry and figuring out who the church is now and who the church could be. It's filled with long haulers, come-inners, those who attend church on Sundays, sit in the last pew, and leave as soon as the service is over. I see you. And this service today is about all of you committing, all of you saying yes to Oscar and to each other. All my favorite people are broken. Believe me, my heart should know. Awful believers, skeptical dreamers, you're welcome. You're safe right here. You don't have to go. Today is about embracing possibility together. And Reverend Rudy Nemser was a minister who embraced possibility, and he was devoted to a ministry of liberating love. His biography is long and impressive, and he was also a friend of the Reverends Rob and Jan. He knew he wasn't perfect. He described himself as a fallible yet concerned human being who struggles to treat people with dignity and care, to establish honest and loving bonds with other people, and regardless of the past, to maintain faith in the possibilities of the future. I have known Reverend Oscar for several years now, and I know that he maintains faith in the possibilities of the future. He is thoughtful and so committed. And you, people of Unity Church-Unitarian, you are thoughtful and generous, and this is what this congregation needs, this is what this faith needs, and this world needs. We find belonging in our shared ministries together. And remember that in the midst of our hearts being cracked open, in the midst of our brokenness, that joy is still possible. It is here today in this promise-making, and it will continue to be present, but we all have to choose it. A story to end my sermon today, because I'm sure you're looking at your watch and saying, I gave her 15 minutes. Flash forward a couple of years after I left this congregation, and I was serving a congregation on Cape Cod, and I went to an estate sale. It's true. And my eyes set upon a crocheted duck. Now, this duck was really unique. Ribbon around its neck, little crocheted hat, only one eye had eyelashes on it. And as soon as I saw that duck, I knew, oh, it's happening again. If not me, then who? So recently, I got this, I know, right? If not me, then really, who? So recently, I got this duck out, as it is now part of my esteemed collection of Easter decor, and you see where my holiday decor lies. I'm really surprised, like, Pottery Barn hasn't contacted me for a photo shoot or something. So this duck was out as part of my putting Easter up, and it was laying on its side, and my 2-year-old daughter decided to liberate it from one of its eyes. And I saved the eye from where she was trying to put it in her mouth. And after she went to sleep that night, I glued the eye back on with love. This is what we do for each other. We help each other to heal. We gently care for each other and remind each other of the power of transformative love born through relationship. We encourage each other to seek joy and beauty in the midst of our imperfections. Joy does not need to be fancy or expensive or come at a cost. It is there in the brokenness, there in curiosity, in our uniqueness. It is there in possibility, in just doing church together. Do not be afraid to go towards simple joy right now, because that is the thing for many that is saving them. Today is a celebration of shared ministry, and remember what we are here for. This church, this faith, is saving lives right now. Your ministers, your religious professionals, they know this because people tell us this regularly. They whisper it into our ears. They send us notes that say it, and we hold those stories so dear. So for all the religious professionals present, would you raise your hand if a person in your congregation told you that this faith saved their life and transformed them? And how many of you have had your life saved and transformed by this faith? And how many of you? You're doing the Minnesota like this, but I see you. We're going to work on that. Remember that this is why we are here. Don't forget that when people might be upset over the donuts. My favorite flavor of donut wasn't there, or about paper towels versus hand dryers. Yes, I remember that. About the Christmas pageant, or the ways that Reverend Oscar is different than those who came before him. This faith changes lives, it saves lives. That is why we are here. A liberating ministry full of possibility. Prophetic Church, the future awaits your liberating ministry. Go forward in the power of love. Proclaim the truth that makes us free. This is from the hymn we are about to sing as Tranquil Streams. It was written when the Unitarians and the Universalists were just about to merge in 1961. This hymn reminded both denominations of the bigger picture, that they were better together than alone, that everyone was needed to move forward in the future. Prophetic Church, the future awaits your liberating ministry. Go forward in the power of love. Proclaim that truth that makes us free. Therefore, people of Unity Church-Unitarian, religious professionals gathered to honor this shared ministry, the future awaits your liberating ministry. In the midst of our imperfections, our inherent brokenness, my charge to you is to seek out joy, however and whenever it shows up. To go towards joy, to find reasons to celebrate each other, to remember we need each other. May you bring that to others and work together to build liberating love from this, and to be open to surprises and possibility. You never know what you're going to find when you approach the world and each other with curious hearts. Are you in? Amen.
In pursuance of the work of the search team, the negotiations of the Board of Trustees, and the call of this congregation, we will proceed to install the Reverend Dr. Oscar Lewis Sinclair as Senior Minister of Unity Church. In our churches, the relationship which we are about to recognize lies wholly between the people of the church and the minister they have chosen. It is therefore fitting that the traditional act of installation be performed by members of the church. In this way, we give testament to our freedom and heritage in congregational democracy. Will the members of the Unity Church remain risen in body and spirit?
Oscar, we desire to install you as our minister. We recognize that this act symbolizes a covenant together. We would have you dwell among us, preaching the truth in freedom and love. We would have you help educate our children and counsel our youth. We would have you minister to us in our times of joy and sorrow. We would have you demonstrate by your example, as well as by precept, the way of calm and courageous life. We would have you call attention to the places we have fallen short or missed the mark. We would have you lead us in a mutual quest toward a deeper understanding of the religious life. Are you willing to take up those obligations?
I am, with your help.
We, on our part, pledge ourselves to remember that the work of this church belongs to us all, that the ministry of Unity Church is a shared ministry. As we would ask you to be charitable toward our failures, so we will also remember that you are human and can falter. We recognize that we bear a responsibility in your material welfare and spiritual development. We pledge ourselves to maintain the freedom of both pulpit and pew. We pledge to assist and cooperate with you in our common growth in a religious life. Are we willing to take up these obligations?
Trusting not in my strength alone, but in the sustaining power that quickens all of creation, I accept this office and will discharge it with my whole body, heart, and mind, as I shall find the strength and the grace to do so. Shall we?
My name is Joy Kairos, and I bring greetings from your neighbors and friends at St. Clement's Episcopal Church. A reading from On Bended Knee by Rob and Jan Eller-Isaacs. When personal practice and shared intimacy become central to our lives, our hearts break open and compassion rises. Working for justice is a natural outgrowth of personal and communal spiritual practice. Organize your compassion, we tell our people. Bless the world. Shared ministry offers a very different understanding of the church. It posits that the primary purpose of religious community is the transformation of individuals, groups, and society as a whole. The church is not primarily about building community, though community is built. The church is not primarily about making friends, though friends are made. The church is not even primarily about alleviating suffering, though suffering may well be relieved. We are meant to be communities of accountability in which both the world and we ourselves are changed for the better. Here ends the reading.
You sitting down there for this? I'm looking at you. I bring greetings from the Unitarian Universalist congregation at Shelter Rock, and special greetings from the president of our congregation, who grew up in this congregation, Chris Hilke. Dr. Sinclair, I greet you in the liberal religious tradition at a time when liberal has become for some an epithet. In English, the word has been used for some 7 centuries to mean free, as in born free, as in being noble, and thus having the capacity to be generous, as in magnanimous and admirable. So my charge to you today is to be liberal. No, to enact in your life and your example the attitude of generosity and the perspective that your ministry is about giving others access to their own freedom. Now, when Elphaba tries defying gravity, she sings, and if I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free, yes. None of us, Dr. Sinclair, is flying solo. This is hardly news to you. You find freedom in relationships. I have seen you step into any number of situations and offer a chance to get connected and go deep. I've seen it in pastoral interactions, of course. I've seen it when the pastor suddenly enters a committee meeting and the pastor, over a libation with a contemporary, perhaps a chilled mug. I've seen you offer relationship to people and invite others in. You offer opportunities for people to fly together, yes, not flying alone, and to go deep. Now, your doctoral project exhibited this. To get a congregation to enter into deep conversations with each other, to process their grief in living through a pandemic, to process what being part of a congregation means, to examine in front of another congregant questions of faith, and then to share that connectionalism with the whole community. You asked them to go deep, and for each to know that none of us is flying solo. I'm going to go away from my text for 1 second, just to affirm our congregationalism. Congregational polity is not just about the chance to vote about who's the person in this pulpit, right? Congregational polity says that when the people are assembled, when they fully examine their hearts, when they consider with one another the deepest questions of our age, they can hear the voice of God. They can find the divine will that asks them to go in a direction. And you, exhibiting your faith in a congregation, keep doing it. Keep asking your congregations to go deep, and I know you're going to go deep with them. I charge you to imagine with Dr. Natalie Fenimore that you believe in the Unitarian Universalism that does not yet exist, and that your work with this people will be to explore this faith together, to expand this faith together, to correct this faith together, that we might bring that Unitarian Universalism that doesn't yet exist ever closer. And I charge you too to listen to Mr. Channing, who 200 and a few years ago said these words at a pulpit in Baltimore. My friend and brother, you are this day to take upon you important duties, to be clothed with an office which the Son of God did not disdain. You devote yourself to that religion which the most hallowed lips have preached and the most precious blood has sealed. You will remember that good practice is the end of preaching, and will labor to make your people holy livers rather than skillful disputants. I've surpassed my 400-word limit. Oscar, friend, brother, colleague, there is so much more to say. Thank goodness life is long, and we are on this journey together. I charge you to live boldly into our liberating and liberal faith, and never to imagine that you are flying solo. Ashe, Ashe, blessed be, peace, salam, shalom. I love you. Amen.
Unity Church Unitarian, this is a very good day. This is a very good day. I first stood here over 20 years ago as your first Hallman ministerial intern, and it is a joy to be here again. This sanctuary has seen so much. Last night, after dinner for those of us who are participating in the service, I took some time here in the sanctuary just to be quiet, just to be here in this space. And I found that as soon as I walked in, I burst into tears. I came in and I sat down and I let myself cry. I let myself cry for all that has been and all that will not be, for all that has happened and all that did not happen, for all we hoped would happen but will not be. I let myself grieve for the past, and I let myself become open to the present. I cried and then I prayed. I prayed and I left time for silence, and I asked that I might know what the words were that needed to be spoken today, what needed to be heard in this moment in the charge to the congregation. And I had an experience that is rare for me. The message came like that. It was really simple. Past to present to future, we are here now. Past to present to future, we are here now. all who have been, all who are here now, all who are still to come. We are here in this time and space together. We are here now. Now, in this moment where Unitarian Universalism and Unity Church-Unitarian is needed so very badly. We are needed together. We are needed strong. You are needed in shared ministry with Reverend Oscar. Past to present to future, we are here now. Reverend Rob Eller Isaacs used to say this thing to me often that irritated the heck out of me. I don't know where he got it from. I've never been able to find the source, but he would look at me in moments and say, "Is it beyond thee to turn with the turning of the season?" And I would want to kick him in the shins. Yes, it is beyond me to turn sometimes. Sometimes I have to protest first. But then I would turn. I would turn with the turning of the seasons because that is what we are called to do, and that is who we are called to be. So, beloved congregation, let us rejoice in this day and be glad in it. Past to present to future, we are here now. May now and this be our shared ministry. Amen.
I bring you greetings from south of the state line, from Ames, Iowa, the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Ames. We take much strength from what happens in Minnesota and do our best to be liberal there. I don't know how this all turns out, and neither do you. But I have to confess, it doesn't look good. I wish we were headed for a picnic or a waltz in the park. I wish we were not ruled by broken men who want to damage everything they cannot possess. I wish I could tell you what we do now. What we know is the street is littered with the petals of cherries that bloomed before the big wind came. Tonight there will be frost, and the tender buds will burn. But still, the woods are unfolding into green, and just outside my door, some frog is bellowing for all he's worth. Who knows what happens next? All I can tell you is that the fields are ablaze with dandelions who have never known the meaning of defeat.
The psalmist writes, "Sorrow endures for a night, but joy cometh with the dawn." We've got some difficult days ahead. Nobody knows how it's going to turn out. But we, the church, we've done that before. We've done that before over and over again. We are going to be doing the same thing as a church tomorrow after this day that we did yesterday. The same thing that we did 25 years ago at the last service of installation, the same as we did 50 years ago at the one before that, the same that we did 152 years ago when this congregation was founded. Hold all of it. The joy, the sorrow, the grief, the hope, the whole thing that is the human experience. Hold it, talk about it, and in doing so, hear the voice of God. May it always be so, and amen.